Alright, so this is going to be me going over the player book. So I will admit I barely skimmed this one because it was the one in my mind, would be like the least useful for me personally. Because the DM book is something I think I'll need. I will say that my preconceived notion was that the player book from them was not really necessary because I don't know what it can do to benefit me more than just a notebook. So let's take a look. It's the same cover because that's the only option they give for the ready to ship or ready made non custom covers. I don't mind the little logo, um, but the same thing. Same, as you can see, a lot smaller book. Same cost for cover. This is $20 if you actually want to choose the color instead of this brownish gold. And 25 if I wanted one that just had the shape of a D20 in here that was purple. So just for the cover. Let me get this open. So this makes sense. You can do a little doodle of your character. It's a basic outline for your character sheet. More along the lines of, I guess, description. Alrighty, and there we go. Okay. So I actually like the organization. It's kind of nice the way it's set up for you to have your info, and then it comes here, the two plastic ones. They decided to put them on the character sheet thing, which makes sense because you're going to be updating this as you go and getting new abilities and maybe getting new skill points, etc., etc. Big thing that makes this tough for me. I can do this, and it's very similarly organized on D&D Beyond. But if you want to write on paper, this seems pretty nice so far. A spell sheet. I kind of feel you might need more of these depending on your character. And this looks like session notes. Yeah, session notes, session notes, session notes, session notes. A lot of session notes, which this is my issue. This is cool. I like that you can switch out the pages, etc. You know, all that, like I did in the last video. This is a notebook. Blank pages with no session note things or headers. I just skipped a huge chunk of pages. Battle maps, which I guess if you wanted to follow along yourself, but again, I think I would need the plastic so I don't permanently, or so I'm able to move around. Section my session notes. Blank pages for custom maps, custom drawings if you want to, of items or people. Cool, that's all cool and dandy. And then it looks like after I skipped a ton of sheets, more character sheets, which makes a lot of sense. This is the only repeat that I completely agree with. A lot of spell sheets. You could just move them to the front if you need them. Oh, this is kind of nice. Before I became an adventurer. This kind of lets you write your it's like, I'm assuming like a character journal, so you can kind of give more lore to your character. That's cool. This is $35, which is the same price as this, which is $35. But I feel this gives you a little bit more resources as a DM, so it makes sense. You know, they at least give you an outline. That's the hardest thing, is doing it on your own. But here's the thing. Oh. This is a very cool Marvel notebook that I think I paid on sale, I'll admit, $5 for. Besides the character sheets and the customization, moving things around, not much different. Kind of disappoints me. Yeah, it doesn't have to look. I don't have those rings. They have the ring type so I can flip pages easy. I like that. But the paper is similar. A little bit thinner in here. But I can just write, date, location, session number, and I have this book. But this was $5, maybe $10 at max. Let's see if there's a retail pricing on here. No. And it comes with, this generic band to serve as a bookmark. So these did come with bookmarks. I mean, one. In the box that they were shipped in, there was a single bookmark. Two. Which I was having trouble putting on. And so I had to decide to either use it for my DM book or my player book. They gave me one bookmark. Okay, fine. Thanks for giving me a bookmark. They didn't say that was part of the package. But, I paid $77 after tax and shipping. $11, 11 something, almost $12 shipping in Chicago. I could have gone and picked it up the night I ordered it if they gave me the chance, because it was ready to ship. It didn't ship for like a week and a half. I ordered on the 21st or 22nd, and it got here yesterday. Maybe a week, give or take. I'm maybe being a little too stingy. But compared to other things that are further away, the gifts I got for my brother, all that stuff, I paid less shipping, some of it free shipping, I got it faster. Cool idea. Interesting idea. It's hard to justify. This is really hitting on those, niche people who are super into it and want something. But even that's the thing, I feel those people who are super into it and like this type of stuff might be disappointed in this. If I could find a way to get these rings to work with my own printouts, I liked some of the templates here. I would just rather take their templates, and even if I couldn't get these rings to work out, I could just get a ring binder, pop out, make some holes, and then just print out the pages and pop them out. I think paper would be extremely cheap, and then a binder, even, $2, maybe $5 total for all supplies. I could make my own book without their, proprietary rings and without their cover, which even on the player book doesn't fit flat. You can't really tell, but like the paper sticks out from the edge on both of them. This one not as much, but it sticks out on the edge, so it's going to get frayed. I don't know. It's cool, definitely. I appreciate that I got it, and I, the thought behind it. I'm not disappointed in the gift. Actually, when I heard about the gift card, I thought that was cool. I can finally check out these books. But I wasn't expecting that $50 wouldn't be enough for a single one that I wanted kind of customized. And I think all I did was add more. I changed the cover and I added more of those plastic sheets, which I feel is one thing I would want most on these, is that I could make a book that looks cool and I could reuse, but they have it set up, which is a benefit and a negative, to just keep on buying refills. But if I had to wait that long and pay that much, I'm not sure. I think they're like $12 for a refill for certain sheets. You have to buy them individually. I just think the cost gets way too high. If this was like maybe $20 or, $15, it could be understandable, and then I have to buy refills to keep using it. High quality book, you pay for that, and then it has basics, and then you can add more. That's the idea they have, but I think the scale of cost is really thrown off. And I think the DM book is cooler and works a little bit better. The player book, I can't see a reason to get this other than you want it to match your DM book. And I feel like I'd rather use D&D Beyond for my character sheets. And if I didn't use it to keep notes, I wanted to handwrite my notes, I'd rather buy a cool notebook. The cover feels better and lays flush with the paper and actually protects the paper. And it's not a cheap notebook, so it actually moves. You know what I mean? It just doesn't have a D20. Well, that's my thoughts. I thought I'd share. So if you ever thought about getting them, I know they mentioned it in Critical Role. That's where I learned from it and heard about it first. I like the idea. Execution is kind of disappointing, especially for cost. Everything included on top of the shipping. And it's one of those things to nitpick. The shipping was done by USPS rather than by FedEx or UPS. Because of the tracking, it was a lot easier with them, and how long it took to get from Chicago to me when the drive is 40 minutes. So that's a nitpick in location. I understand, and that was with calculated shipping. So they calculated the shipping. So if you're further, it's going to be more. If you're further than an hour away, it's going to be more money to get it shipped to you. So that's just my thoughts again. Hope you enjoy.